So here's a couple short stories that are definitely related about two different husbands that kicked their wives to the curb after they stopped taking care of them in the bedroom after they got married. In other words, dead bedroom. And each of these guys couldn't be happier now that they moved on. And I thought it'd be a good one to cover here, refresher guys, making the point that while nobody should do what they don't want to do in the sack or physically and all that, people, their bodies are their choice. Let me make it clear that it often happens where in the beginning of the relationship, people are getting all kind of freaky all the time. They get married and boom, stops just like that. And there's nothing wrong with her in terms of medically or physically or psychologically. She just doesn't want to do with you anymore. She's not attracted to you. Probably married you for your, to get a ring, for Instagram, for the wedding, and to get a provider. And guys, if you're not being taken care of and there's nothing wrong with her and she doesn't make any effort, you have the right to walk away. Can't make that any more clear. And of course, but society labels a guy a villain if he does that. Well, too bad. Gals can walk away, so can guys. And this first one is titled, I Left My Dead Bedroom and Couldn't Be Happier. And a shout out to Robert for sending this one in. He says, I'm 29 years old and I've been in a dead bedroom for 2 of the 6 years I've been with my partner. 2 years, nothing. And he's 29. I was never really satisfied with our SCX life but the last 2 years were the worst with absolutely zero SCX. From 27 years old to 29, nothing. I'm sure it was before they got married. I never really thought I'd leave her, and I never planned to because I do care about her a lot. But I couldn't get rid of this feeling that she resented me. So this isn't just about the bedroom. She would be hung up on the smallest things like me leaving a plate unwashed one time or some household chore that I missed. Meanwhile, I am being super patient with her and understanding while we live like roommates, which really pissed me off. You're darn right. God forbid a plate is in the sink or you forgot some chore. What about her? I believe that I should do my best as a husband regardless of the situation. So I just tried my best to be with everything. I didn't stop getting her gifts or trying to make her feel loved and special. Smack! If she's treating you like crap, you don't need to keep buying her gifts and going out of the way. That's kissing her butt. That's going to make her lose more respect for you. Well, it turns out that did more harm than good. See? She felt like she was damaged and that I was too good for her, starting to want more distance from me. Well, no doubt he was too good for her, and she's one of those. She obviously married him for his resources and he'd be a good husband, but she wasn't into him. She probably was somebody that was always with scumbags, but settled with the nice guy. That's when I figured the relationship was already over. She just didn't want to take action. So I did, and I couldn't be happier about it. Well, good for you, man. So this wasn't... You can say that the reason she was ignoring him in the bedroom is because she was turned off by him, resented him, all that, but regardless, these are two giant reasons to end this. This is a bad situation. I didn't really jump into bed with the first woman I saw. I actually didn't have anything remotely in that department after the breakup, but I'm just way happier. And it wasn't just about the SCX. It's about the feelings that something could happen, that I can meet someone who truly likes me and desires me and wants to be intimate with me, and the feeling I'm not stuck in a gray area with someone who should love me but does not. Excited to see where this goes and hope I'm never back here again. Well, good for you, man. And don't get married a second time. You were already there. Because remember, a ring gives them certainty, certainly with the law. You get married, it's difficult to get a divorce. It's a painful process, and it can be really painful. And that's oftentimes when a lot of the true colors come out. But when a gal knows that you can leave her at any time, if you're just in a regular relationship, you have your place that you live, she has her place. Look, it's easy to walk away. That's why they're usually on their best behavior early on. And I know it's the honeymoon phase, but still. But the more certainty a guy gives her, whether he realizes or not, the more it's easy to stop making the effort. Really. Next one. This is from a guy who also, this is from a friend who helped his other buddy move on from a bad marriage who also dead bedroom. And he's getting the blame. This is titled, Am I the a-hole for encouraging my friend to leave a dead bedroom marriage? This guy says just what it says. Jake and his wife Jenna got married 4 years ago. That was shortly after I left my own dead bedroom marriage. Jake is one of my closest friends, and he knew about this. Anyway, he was happy until about a year and a half ago. His wife had some cosmetic work done, and they couldn't be intimate during the recovery. Well, when she finished recovering a year ago, there was still no intimacy or interest in intimacy from her words, that she still has no interest. Married 4 years, and for the last year and a half, nothing. And she had cosmetic surgery to make herself look better. And you know what she got, guys? It comes up later on, a BBL, a Brazilian butt lift. Obviously, she wanted to look better, but not for this guy. And I'm sure her ass is no longer sore after a year and a half. Initially, I suggested counseling. Okay, so this friend's is talking about counseling, not just getting rid of her. They went, no change. He started working out and is now in great shape, and again, still no change. A few weeks ago, he confided in me via text that he was getting attention from a younger lady at the gym, and I had a frank conversation with him about what he really wants to do. He said he can't keep turning down potential mates to stay in a marriage that he feels is more like a one-sided friendship. I told him that if he left, he knows I won't judge him, and he's thinking about cheating. It's actually time to leave. So this guy here's like saying, maybe try counseling or something. Don't just leave, not just immediately dump the HOE. And by the way, guys, if she got a Brazilian butt lift and it's been a year and a half since anything, come on here. You know she's getting it someplace else. I think those BBLs are ridiculous. I live in Brazilian butt lift land here in Miami, but a lot of them are natural. Well, he left. He told her he wants a divorce. She went through his phone and saw some of the messages between us and said I encouraged him to leave her for no good reason. And the intimacy isn't everything. Taking care of each other. He took care of her during her recovery, and he had recently had a fractured rib, and she only visited him once. Yeah, his recovery is because something actually was a problem. Obviously, he fell and hurt himself, or however he fractured his rib. Her recovery is because she had cosmetic surgery to supposedly look better physically. I mean, unless she had the flattest butt in the world, the BBL. I mean, man, I was at the gym full time out here. I was in the gym the other day, lifting, and I saw this couple come in to work out. This real big giant guy, like 6'5", massive freaking guy, and his girlfriend. And she was pretty in the face and decent body. And then I look over, and it's like you see her, and then her ass is like out here. Clearly, she got one of those. It looks ridiculous. But that's just me. Some friends think that I have no empathy for his wife. She had a BBL to boost her confidence. She loves it, but none of that confidence has translated anything for her marriage. Because I only advised counseling and tried to communicate with her like 2 times. Others think she used him to get the BBL and never really wanted him. She's mentioned that he was not the type of man she herself married because he wasn't very muscular like her exes, so they don't think I did anything wrong. She even admitted that he wasn't her normal type. Okay? Come on here. With the BBLs, what do you think? Who do you think she got it for? She probably saw us guys, they got to marry, he'll provide, he'll pay for the BBL, and then she can deny him and go have fun with Chad and Tyrone on Miami Beach. I don't think she used him. Yes, she did. I think she just really wasn't into him, but loves their dynamic and wants to continue, which will be awesome, except he isn't happy with it and wants something opposite of what she wants. So am I the a-hole for telling my friend to leave his dead bedroom? No, dude. Not at all. And you just tell him to leave the dead bedroom. You recommended counseling. You recommended some things when he's thought about cheating on her. The best thing he could do is walk away from this bad marriage. And it isn't just about him not getting anything. Obviously, she treats him like he's just a roommate. And there ain't no way a gal in her 20s who just got her BBL isn't getting any. So obviously, she's cheating. There's no way she's not cheating. So anyhow, guys, dead bedroom, you got a reason to walk away. Or advise your friends on that. Again, if your wife or girlfriend truly has a medical issue and is working on it, okay, then you can be patient while she works on it with the doctor and the medical care and all that. Or if she has some issue that she forgot about from childhood and is terrifying her to getting close to you, okay, she's working that out with a shrink and you're there with her, okay. But if she's not doing anything to work out any problems she claims she has, and you're not getting your needs met, and she's also being a jerk, and you've tried, at that point, you have a good reason to walk away. Sure, a relationship and the marriage isn't all about the bedroom, but it's an important part, and especially when you're young. These guys are in their freaking 20s, for heaven's sake, so they have a right. Look, the gals will get rid of you for the smallest infraction. This is a big one for a guy. You got a right to walk away. Good for these guys.